Hey everybody, this is Adam from Up and Adam Comics, and I thought I would do a little bit of a different type of video today. I'm recording this July 3rd. This is the day before the 4th of July, of course, for all, and hope all my American friends are doing something fun to celebrate. And happy post Canada Day for for my Canadian friends there too. But wanted to do something a little bit different with this video. So in the last um, week or so, I've gotten some very strange comics that was like never knew existed before. And I was thinking like I just kept finding these things. I was like, I probably need to do a video for it. But one thing that I was thinking about was there is another person in the YouTube community named Lyle Hopson, and some of you may have seen him. He does not have his own YouTube channel, but he does have an Instagram channel at Lyle Hopson, and I'll put the link to that below. And one thing that I thought would be kind of funny is to create a Lyle challenge. Okay. So, Lyle, if you have seen him on anything, he is often featured with the Comic Collector Geek channel. With Alan, usually a lot of them on the Friday nights shows that he does there, but at other times too. And Matt Likes Comics has had him on there as well. This guy's collection is absolutely amazing. I've never seen somebody with so many boxes from what he has talked about, so many boxes and boxes and boxes of comics that he may have one of the biggest collections. I mean, it reminds me of like just hearing about it reminds me of like the New York warehouse, Mile High Comics, things like that that you see. I'm sure it's not that big, but it just makes my mind think of those things. So, what I thought would be kind of funny, and I'm going to propose a challenge. And what I'd like everybody to do who wants to create this video is do hashtag Lyle challenge. And I will put that also in the box and also tag at Lyle Hopson. I would love it if you would tag me as well. And hopefully, uh, we can create some comments, and hopefully Lyle will get to see these. He usually watches my videos. So I'm hoping by tagging him, we can kind of create this thing to see if Lyle has any of the books that you want to post. So try to find some obscure books. I'm going to try to limit the time eras of that. So I would say before so anything up to 2000, maybe let's say 1970 to 2000. That seems to be like his sweet spot where he just has so much stuff. So 1970 to 2000 comics that you have in your collection that you don't think that Lyle has. And hopefully, what I'm hoping is that Lyle will then be able to comment and say, "Oh, I got 2 out of the 10, 5 out of the 10, 0 out of the 10." And it could be kind of a fun little challenge to see if, uh, you know, make us feel a little bit good about having some things that Lyle does not have. So also while I was picking out 10 books, seven of these are very recent acquisitions, like within the last week. A few of these I have shown on some other channels, but they're just really bad, really weird comics. You don't see, you never come across them. So I wanted to make sure that they were included in my choices. I also, some of these books really reminded me of some of the other comic book YouTube friends that I've made with their channels. And so I'll mention them too, like, hey, this reminded me of blah, blah, blah. And that's why I picked this book up. So without further ado, let's see how I do with the first Lyle challenge. Okay. My first book here, and this may be one that he picked up or has, I'm not sure. This is on a lot of lists as one of the worst comic books that was ever created. I don't know if I would say it's the worst, but it's definitely unique. And that is Space 34, 24, 34. Yes, it's got these like aerobic style models that are listed on the back here. And this is done kind of fumetti style, where they took actual photos of these women and then posted them with little captions and little comic balloons um, to say it. And so there's a whole story here. You can see this girl's getting uh, I don't know, attacked by an alien or something like that. But it's a really weird book. So this is my first entry, Space 34, 34, 24, 34. The dimensions, I'm guessing, of all these women. This is it is done by MN Design Productions. And this was a one and done book. So it's my first challenge for Lyle. Second, Gonad the Barbarian. Yes, this is one of four. I have not seen any of the other ones. There's also a little game on the back, and it comes with little pieces inside as a collector's item, I guess, that you can cut these cards out and actually be able to play the game. But this is Gonad the Barbarian. This is Eternity Comics, and this is Eternity Comics. This is one of four. I do not have two through four. If I ever find them, I'd love to have them. It's actually a fun read, but Gonad the Barbarian, number two. Number three, now this is a promotional book, Sprocket Man. And this one I have shown before, but this is Sprocket Man, who it's like a bike safety issue. And this was developed by the Urban Bikeway Design Collaborative. So that's the goal of this. But Sprocket Man basically watches people wreck on their bikes and then makes commentary about it. He doesn't actually help anyone. So kind of funny, but Sprocket Man. So make sure, and this is, it says CPSC Comics, but first time I ever saw it, oh, it's Consumer Product Safety Commission. That's what that is. So Sprocket Man. Next up, now this is something I just picked up that I thought was so weird. I have not even really flipped through it that much. But this book is there was a lot of people that contributed to this book, but it is called AIDS Awareness. Okay. And this actually has a cover. The cover is done by Simon Bisley. I think is how Bisley or Bisley, how you pronounce that. But this is a book that was put out by Chaos City Comics back in 1993. And it has a whole bunch of people that have contributed to this. So this is but this is, yeah, a black and white kind of an anthology comic. So if you have FOMO uh, and AIDS awareness, this reminded me, I picked this up because Rich from Big Nasty Comics, it's a big Simon Bisley fan. So I was like, oh man, this is a crazy cover with all those little syringes and all kinds of stuff there. So it was like, got to pick up AIDS awareness. But this is a one shot. So Lyle, do you have it? Who knows? We'll find out. The next one is kind of a response a little bit to Hagen from Lettuce Comics posted a book that he got from Heroes called Elfin Romance. And there was one, it's like an elf mated with a dinosaur, I believe, of some type. And then like issue, I can't remember if it was 6 or 9, that she's actually pregnant. And it said something about like choose life on the cover. So I thought this was a good companion book with a different perspective. And this is Choices, a pro-choice benefit comic. And you got this girl down here, she's like, "Oh no, I'm pregnant." And then the girl next to her is like, "Wow, pregnant at last." So two totally different opinions there. This is also a one-shot collaboration thing, but it has a whole bunch. It's like a collection of a whole bunch of things. It's got like Doonesbury in there. There's some comics from Kathy that are put in here. I'm not sure if all that was done legally. There's an article about, um, let's see, that was in here. Uh, Abortion through the ages. There's a whole bunch of different things in here. But I thought, the elfin romance, if she's thinking pro-life, like, hey, look at a different perspective. But does Lyle have this? We'll see. The Lyle challenge. Um, Next up, I also thought of Hagen when I saw this, and I have never seen this comic too. Also um, a black and white interior, but this is published by Press This, and this is Flag Freedom. So we got July 4th coming right up. So you can see the kind of Captain America rip off, except for he's got a cape. And his instead of the stripes being on his belly, they kind of sunk down a little bit. So they're kind of his shorts are red and white. So flag freedom, it's got some kind of funny black and white art in there, but thought this one was too weird to not pick up, and kind of a funny cap likeness. So that's the next one. This one I was really excited about, and it is done by um, AC Comics out of Florida. And this is also a one shot, but I'm going to spread out because it's sort of a wraparound cover. But it is Sin, Girl from LSD. Look at that cover. Look at that. That is just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But I saw my comic shop got this in, and he showed me this and a few other books, and I was like, sold. AIDS awareness. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy all of these. I'm trying to make sure all the art is okay. Actually, the art is pretty cool in this. Lots of cool stuff going on in there. So I'm kind of excited to be able to read this. So looks kind of a little tripped out. Maybe Jeff from Outer Worlds might enjoy this one as well. But I'm really excited to check this one out. It also has kind of in the back, and I'll have to study more. But there is some articles and interviews with this girl named Sin, who it looks like they filmed uh, some type of movie or something to go along with this. And there's a movie that's mentioned in here, and I'm not sure if it's all from the same thing, but there's something called Bloodsuckers from Outer Space. I need to see if that's an actual real movie. And they interview Sin, I think, who is part of this Bloodsuckers from Outer Space movie, but this is Sin, Girl from LSD. Next up, this made me think of something that Dope from Dope Comics would like to have read, because he's from Tennessee. And I know he might have some funny things to think about this, but this is The War of the Worlds, the Memphis Front. And this is from Arrow Comics Group, and also is a wraparound cover there. And there's a bunch of like fighting post-apocalyptic thing. I had to flip to the end because, of course, if you're in Memphis, who do you run into? Elvis. Hey, baby. So Elvis is kind of like the gang lord from what I could tell from this. And the saddest thing is this was supposed to be number one of five. This is the only one that came out. So they leave with this big cliffhanger. Elvis is in control. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Who knows? So maybe they just thought the end of the world just happened. So that's my next entry. Uh, Next to last, I have here, and this is from Solson Productions or Publications. I could not find the first issue, but this is issue number two. So Lyle, if you have one or two, I will be impressed. But this made me think of Eric from SideQuest because he loves anthropomorphic creatures, but also little kung fu and that kind of stuff. So this is the Bushido blade of Zatoichi Walrus, number two. And this is actually, the art in it isn't half bad, but I need to find number one because the very beginning of it, um, you see the damsel in distress, but she's just like waking up from a wonderful night. It sounds like there was a lot of lovemaking that happened, uh, but by the walrus guy. So I need to see how that all went down. So do you or does Lyle own Bushido Blade of Zatoichi Walrus? We'll find out. And then the last one that I'm going to enter here, this made me think of both Nate from Hall Yeah Comics and Eric from SideQuest Comics. Made me think like this was something that they would want to have. This is also an issue number two, but I think they did a different tale for number one. But this is Oracle Presents, and Oracle Comics is the one that put it out. And this, I believe, is the last one that they did. But this is Oracle number two, the Critter Core. And there is some weird stuff on here. You got, of course, this like elephant fighter here, but there's this flaming doorknob kind of thing. I need to read it. I just picked this up, but I need to read what all is happening there. But there is a critter core. You got these like magician, mouse rat people, guy playing a trumpet, uh, just a crazy looking issue. You got this hey, there's a squirrel girl before squirrel girl, a flying squirrel girl that's over here, and she's kind of coming down there. So there's my challenge. So if you are so inclined, I would love to see what you put together. I know Alan from Comic Collector Geek does a lot of great challenges on Fridays. So I thought this might be something fun to do, at least for this Thursday. More to highlight the books that I just picked up, but I like getting some weird books. If I think like, I don't know why these things exist, who put this together. These were passion projects by people that really wanted to put these books out in the world, and people bought them. So, including me now. So, I hope you enjoy some of the wacky and weird stuff that's out there in comicdom. Let me know what you have. And Lyle, I really hope that you can comment on my video here and let me know how many of these 10 books do you own. And if other people want to contribute and do their own videos, find 10 books that you have that you don't think Lyle has, and let's tag him and put that challenge to see who does great with that. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. For those that will be celebrating the 4th of July tomorrow, be sure to be safe. Take care. I hope you and your family are doing well, and make sure that you flip through a floppy. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.